like in the recovery week, are your activities the same as in the normal week, just a lower volume, or what's the main difference you would say?
Well, it depends on what I've been doing and what I need. I don't, not every recovery week is the same because sometimes if I really feel tired, maybe it depends basically. But if I'm just maybe a typical recovery week, I'll do similar activities, but just have the overall time be shorter. And I might do one session a day, a few more times during the week than usual, because I usually do 2 sessions a day. So I might start the week with maybe on the early side of the week, have a couple 1 sessions. And then once I start feeling mentally and physically recovered, then I might go back to 2 sessions, but have them a little shorter than usual. But a recovery week could resemble the same activities as a volume week, like roller skiing, running, strength. Um, Unless for some reason I'm really feel like I want to switch it up and, go canoe for a couple days, or if it feels really good mentally to only run for a few days instead of roller ski, maybe that's a good idea too. So I don't think the details matter so much as long as it feels like a good break and a good mental and physical rest between big blocks of training.
Okay, and for level 3 intensity, when you do those 2 sessions, are they like both on the roller skis, or one on roller skis, one running, or how do
I
you?
usually do one running and one on roller skis, but some weeks maybe I'll do two on roller skis. But I like to bound once a week, and usually with poles, and then either skate or classic intensity later in the week.
And another question came up also about strength, because sometimes people at work or during the school, uh, uh, have you done strength, for example, as the first workout, and roller ski or running workout in the afternoon? Or sometimes do you do it on purpose? Sometimes do it in the morning, so maybe when you're more fresh.
The times in my life that I've done strength in the morning were because I had to. That was the time that the team was meeting. Um, and I tend to prefer strength as the second session, just because I feel like the majority of uh, good ski training comes from roller skiing and being fresh while roller skiing and going through the motions. Um, so I like to be fresh for roller skiing, ideally. And I almost always do strength as a second session, but I could see how, or actually on recovery week, that would be an example of a time that I do strength fresh sometimes because I might not do 2 workouts in a day. So I could see benefit to being fresh for strength, but uh, I kind of believe in the philosophy that strength is not the number one thing in good ski training. So I like to have it as a second session, but I could be persuaded otherwise that maybe there's some value to being really fresh for strength and doing the exercises well. But in my preference, it would be after the the key workout.
Okay, and another topic we discussed also with Coach Jake, like in intensity sessions, for instance, if like at what point, maybe if your heart rate is not recovering or goes down fast, do you adjust intensity session by maybe going a little bit slower, or maybe at some point you feel it's just you're too tired, or again recovery not going as fast, and you just stop that workout? So how do you manage, like based on how you feel and what like heart rate you are, again, how recovering the intensity sessions?
That's a good question. I think when I'm roller skiing, I like to make sure that I can keep good quality of movement. So if I'm not recovering to such an extent that the movements are, you know, becoming affected, or I'm slogging, or I'm practicing a way of skiing that I don't ever want to race, like then I would probably call it at that point. But if the workout is staying relatively high quality, like I feel like the movements are, I'm practicing good movements and I haven't completely dropped the pace, then I would probably push through that. Um, and then addressing that other option of I would happily slow down if I could keep skiing with good movements. Like, and I think that's definitely okay if people go over, a threshold or the target zone. Um, it's totally acceptable to come back down and slow it down, and because really, I think a a big point of doing threshold is spending a good amount of time in that zone. So it's totally okay to slow it down and continue making your heart stronger by um continuing the workout. So yeah, not getting stuck in the like, oh, I started this fast, so I have to either stay this fast or stop. Like it's totally okay to slow down as long as I think the movement quality is my main focus when I think about that.
Is it the same like if you do the bounding or running?
Mm. Well, I think there is I think pacing is such a great thing to work on over the years because it's a big part of racing well. I think it's definitely the goal to not cross over that line of because I feel like the way I understand it or in my own mind picture it maybe is like if I'm running there's a line I can cross where it's just becomes super muscular and my body kind of is shutting down even though my aerobic system is still okay. And I think ideally with pacing you'd want to stay below that so that you don't feel like your body is giving out before you've really worked your heart or something.
Mm.
So with running, I would say um maybe I don't think quite as much about technique when I'm running, but uh I would want to I would maybe call a workout when I would stop a workout when I could feel that my body has stopped functioning well. Like if I'm just crawling along, it's maybe not the same it's not what the session was for. So,
Mhm.
yeah, but I think the overall theme is that it's okay to slow down and finish out the workout slower as long as your body's moving well, but maybe it's not worth it if you've completely blown out your muscles and it's you're just fighting everything and practicing bad technique and
Mhm.
yeah.